Next, let's see. Oh, I'm bad with names, so we'll just invite him and go from there.
Hey there, how's it going?
Well,
Hey.
sorry, we're gonna try and speed this up a little bit because there's still
Yep.
30 people that want to ask questions. So let's one or two
Absolutely.
questions and then let's move on.
Yep, I do have a
Sounds
handful,
good.
but I'll try my best to be as quick as possible here.
Yeah. So
The biggest
honestly, raise your hand afterwards, and we'll get you back up here.
Sure.
Alrighty.
So the biggest thing is, what are you doing in regards to the licensing differences between Pterodactyl and moving forward? I see that you've changed to an APGL 3.0. I'm just wondering what's
Yes.
driving that change. And then additionally,
Sure.
what is the org structure of the team going forward for Pelican? And what steps are you guys going to be taking to avoid the one bus problem with open source development software?
That's some great questions that were sort of the core essence of Pelican. So I'll just start off with them in order. So the biggest change that you'll see is for the open source license is going from an MIT to an AGPL. What this means
Will that be
for
will that be for Wings and for the panel?
right now, it is only for the panel. Wings will remain MIT licensed.
Sorry.
So yes. So for the panel, what that simply means is that you are welcome to use it anywhere. You can host it privately. You can invite yourself, your team, your friends, your gaming group, your company, outing, whatever. And there's no changes there. With developers wanting to add new features, change things, all this simply means is that if somebody wants to put out their panel and they have made customizations to it, they are required to share their customizations via open source. So essentially, we are bullying people to contribute back to Pelican. And this is only for people that are publicly or commercially, I'm just going to say basically commercially hosting Pelican. So, and the thing is, you're more than welcome to set up your own Pelican instance and sell access to it. The license doesn't affect that. And you're welcome to create your own plugins and your own kind of plugin system. But if you're making modifications directly to the panel, you just have to contribute those back. And the thing is, I mean, if you want to wrap it in your own skin and call it something else and sell it, you can do that. You just have to post the source code. For any other developers, if you're hosting it for yourself or your gaming group, it won't affect you. You could, you essentially you could sell it to all your friends privately. You can change all the code you want. You won't have to open source that. It's only if it's essentially it's public facing in a commercial way, basically.
Yep. Okay.
Right, and then
what about
second part of your question, the org structure. So right now, you'll see we have Alex, myself, Charles, Kubi, Jolty, Parker. Did I say Alex? Yes, I did. I know how to count to 6 or 7, or we got a good number of people.
There's 5 of us.
The
core team is made up of 5 people.
So the core team is 5 people, and your question was, well, what happens if I go MIA? Essentially,
I drive to his home. I'm just kidding.
Charles drives to my house and takes me by force. Realistically, we have talked through that, and we're going to keep talking through it more. But the idea is that, I'm going to step down before anything like that happens. But if I don't, or if someone else is, has taken over after me that doesn't want to, we're basically putting in an official kind of board. So essentially, we're going to be implementing a legal board of sorts. So the same way you might, I don't know if you're familiar with how maybe like a HOA works, or like a company board. Everybody hates HOAs, but the idea is that um, if everybody hates the guy in charge, you can vote him out. Um, but it's people hate HOAs because you have to get your whole community to vote them out. It's just the rest of the team. If the rest of the team wants somebody out, they're going to be out. I believe we were settling in on basically I don't know, like a 60%, maybe 2/3 kind of vote out. But yeah, that will hopefully alleviate those concerns, because yeah, I mean that was exactly my concern is, well, what if I, you know, what if something happens to me? What if everybody else disagrees with me? I don't think that's necessarily fair to string along the rest of the team when they're disagreeing with me on a bunch of things. So in that case, it gets flipped over to the rest of the team, and they can take it from there.
All right. Anyone else? Or anyone else? All right. We're gonna move on to the next person. I hope that answered. I know a lot of people in the chat were asking about the licensing.
Yep. Thank you for answering that. I have plenty more for the next time. So.
Yeah. Raise your hand again. We'll get you back up.
Yep.
So I just want to make it clear. Everyone is asking, messaging me, pinging me. There is no current release. When we make a release, if you sign up for the mailing list on the website, which is the subscribe button at the top, or look at the blog or the announcement channel,
Discord.
if you watch one of those three ways, you will know when a release is out. We will most likely, Lance, correct me if I'm wrong, release a beta if people would like to attempt to run it, but know that it is a beta. So if something happens, don't play with it in production unless you like to play with fire.
Yeah, the idea would
mailing
be
lists. I know, mailing lists. It wasn't my idea. Don't blame me.
we're gonna do Discord announcements, so it's fine. You don't have to subscribe to a mailing list. Honestly, I think it's so. I used to be subscribed to 10,000 newsletters and mailing lists, and I hated it. But then I literally spent hours and hours every day, not every day, but like probably every week and every month, and I'm down to a handful of newsletters from people that I actually really want to hear about, and it's actually not so bad. So I thought, if there is some other people like that, I would love to essentially be getting up some monthly, bi-monthly, bi-weekly, etc. Posts that I want, like essentially I want to write them so that I would enjoy receiving them, and I hope you would too.